Hi, Louise Bailey here from Cute Neek Studio, and in front of you are heaps of fabric flowers, and they were super easy to make. So I'm going to take you on a tutorial on how to make these. They are super easy. Now you will need a little machine to make these, but I will have tutorials on how to make fabric flowers with just your needle and thread, or glue and scrap fabric. But these were so cool and fun to make, and I really wanted to show you how to do this. So we're going to scoot these to the side. I'm going to show you this machine. It's not dreadfully expensive. I got this one at a garage sale for 15 bucks, and it came with all the gadgets, like everything, including some dies. It's a Sizzix. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. And you'll need some flower dies. I have a few, so we're going to use this one for the tutorial. Again, this came, like, look on your Facebook Marketplace, you know, eBay, what have you. And you'll need some scrap fabric. So these were all made with clothes that I get from the thrift store, the local thrift store, when they have their half off clothing every month, the first Friday of the month. They put all the clothes on half off. So I go buy big dresses and girls' clothes and stuff that has lots of lace and embellishments on it, and I cut all those off to use. For example, this flower here, this was on a dress, a whole bunch of these on the dress, and I just cut that off and made the flower. But then I had the leftover fabric. Okay, so you'll need the scrap fabric. So this was underneath the little girl's skirt that had loads of red lace on it. Okay, so I'm going to put this to the side. We'll get this back to it in a minute. You're going to take your die cut. You're going to take these little things that come with the Sizzix machine. Okay. And I'm going to put that on there. And you can go up to 8 layers with the fabric. I guess it depends on how thick and thin. Okay. So lay a few layers on this. This was underneath another lace dress. So that's 4 layers. And this is some strawberry fabric. That was, again, it was a skirt, big old skirt. So that's 6. We'll start with that. You might have to trim your fabric down to push it through the machine. We'll see. If so, have some scissors standing nearby. Okay, so then you can take your machine and then you pop it in there. All right, and just like you would do paper, you know, your paper die cuts, you just roll it through there. That's it. I mean, you can roll it back through if you want, but it's typically cut on the first go around. Okay, so put this out of the way again and take it off. And you can see the flowers. I mean, it's just kind of, it's cut. That's it. I mean, it pops right out of there. You can just reach in there and grab your stack. Some you might have to pull a little bit if your die cut's getting a little bit dull. So we got 3 there, 2 there. I don't know how that. Oh no, 2 there. Okay, so we have 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those, 2 of those. And I save these scraps because you will use them for other things. Okay, there's a big one there. Another big one. There's a little one. All right, so we'll put that to the side. Sometimes they get, you know, stuck down in there. You just pull them out. There we go. So we've got 6 of each of those. We'll put that to the side. Now what I do when I'm making a whole bunch of these flowers is I keep my fabric scraps going. As a matter of fact, I might go ahead and, this is a dress that had lots of lace on it. So that would just be 2. I might be able to triple roll it. Let's see. Maybe not. Now we'll just do 2 layers. And, you know, I said have scissors nearby, but I am going to have to reach over and grab them. I might not have to do this, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to go ahead and wash that off. Again, I don't throw any of this scrap fabric away. It goes in a big old bag, and then I go through my bag every once in a while and make all sorts of like fabric clusters and things like that. Let's see if I have anything else laying around. I think we'll just start with this. Let's over to the side. Let's go ahead, and I will just sit here, and I have another die cut as well. I will sit here and just cut loads of those flower pieces out, and then I'll just mix match all the colors and stuff. Okay. And you could literally, you know, just sit here and cut hundreds of them out. This is my other die cut here. It's pretty cool. So I might do some of those as well while I'm jabbering on here. All right, so I'll put them over to the side. But look how easy that is. I bet some of you were thinking, my goodness me, that's a lot of fussy cuttings, and they're cutting all those little flower shapes out. It's not. So I cut a bunch of these out, and then comes the fun part, which is putting them all together to make my flowers. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just start with this. Okay. So now we have some random colors here. But some, you know, what I do is I'll put similar colors together, but I'll also put contrast that work really well. And I'm not bothered if it gets cut like that, because it gives it that shabby, you know, ripped look that could be really cute. And these are designed just, I mean, it's so easy. All right, so I lay my patterns of flowers out. I seem to only have one of those. Oh, there it is. Two of those, two of those, two of those. Okay. Since I have the strawberry, I'm going to probably put the strawberries with this red. It'd be nice with this green too. So I might do something different with those. Although that green would be nice with that too, but I think I'm going to do some layers with this. Okay. Then you just start layering. You've got some big pieces. What I do is I alternate the petals so they'll show through. Yeah. And I mean, just layer away. We'll put some green in here. This part can take a while. Just have fun with it. Now I am going to go back through and I'll show you what I do is this, what do you call that stuff? Eyelash trim, and then scraps of lace, or also, what do you call that stuff? Cheesecloth. That works well. Yeah. You can use whatever buttons, you know, I use colored buttons, I use white buttons. Just find a button that you like in the center. Makes it look really nice. And start just layering away. And if it bothers you that they kind of fold up like that, which it doesn't really bother me, it's just to work with it. Get your, you know, I have a little iron, you get your little iron out, but by the time you layer all these together and sew it, it probably won't be a bother. So just go to town. There we go. Up there. These would be so cute and a little springy. Journaling. I do need something under there, so I might want to go ahead and so I have two there. I might steal that one there. There we go. I think that red underneath it'll be a nice little contrast. All right, getting somewhere, and I might find me a different button. Let's see. Let me grab. The buttons are just right here. Let me show it to me. So, green, red, let's try yellow. Sometimes even just a natural brown looks nice. So, you know, a yellow, a nice little contrast with the yellow could be cute. Maybe a red. I have a little red button. Yeah, I started off with that white button, but I'm going to change it. Bear with me. I just think that would be cute. Okay. Now, I could just sew those like that, and they would be absolutely darling. And I might do that, but I think I'm going to try maybe putting, you know, I keep this kind of scrappy stuff around to go in between. And it's like in between layers of dresses and stuff. And I save it all. Even those little pieces there, those could go in clusters. Put that button down. Don't want it to be too terribly big, so just a little accent. You see how it just gives it a little extra something to it. And then maybe another one underneath. So I'll cut a smaller piece. I try to. Sometimes my eyes are too big. And I'm going to put it under that second layer. And I'm thinking, just thinking here that I've decided I'm not going to cover that up. I think I want the little strawberries to show through. So I'll just do it like that. That green would look cute on that one. There we go. This is the whole design process. All right. I don't use this on every single one, but sometimes I just think it adds just the right touch. As does that eyelash trim. So don't forget about that. Get this off. Sorry if I'm going off camera. Change my mind again. I think it's okay that the strawberries are covered because you can still see them when you look closely at the flower. Okay. Because that's going to be really cute. And let's see if I have any eyelash trim nearby. I don't think I have the right colors. I do have, though. Very quickly get to it. This is kind of multicolor, but I can cut the red part off. And let's just see how this looks. Don't need much, just a little bit. Could be cute. And then I'll trim that off. It won't look so scraggly when I'm done with it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna also try maybe a contrast white could look nice with this because it's, you know, like strawberries and sunshine. Sometimes white in the background helps because it'll let the other colors just kind of pop, you know. So maybe, oh, that's not supposed to be there. It's hiding. What you want to make sure to do, just a little lesson learned from myself here, because I learned everything the hard way, is put it over your center so when you sew it secures the thread. Now you could glue it. That's an option as well. But I don't like sewing through glue because my needles just don't do very well with that. So now one thing you can do, I do with some of these, is I do like make half of it. So I might sew this like on the, sew it on here. It's just easier because I can see it. Yeah. And then glue it on there. So that's another option too. It's kind of nifty, handy. So I think the white makes it look cute. Yeah, it gives it a little spritz. This is kind of nice. I don't know where you came from, so we're going to put you over here. That. Stick that on top. These are going to be so cute. I have a brighter red. I might try this brighter red too. It's okay if they don't all match because I'm going to use them probably on different journals. Or you know what I do also is I gift them to my friends, my little pen pals. My little pen pals. Sounds kind of silly, but my adult pen pals that we share junk journal goodies with and ideas. And I have the best pen pals. If my pen pals are watching this, I do. I feel blessed, and I'm not just saying that. You all are just amazing. And I have mentioned, you know, we're going to start doing these crafty workshops in our cabin in the woods, which is so beautiful. Wait till you see a video of it. The Two Creeks. Oh, it's bliss. I've had 2 friends out there, local friends. And they literally like, we're moving in. It's so nice. You just don't want to leave. I'm test running it with my local friends just to make sure, you know, there's no glitches. And my sister's coming up in a few weeks to stay with her husband because they're going to move up here. They want to, at least, when he retires. I've changed my mind about this red only because it's a bit bulky, but I'll still use those. It's just a bit too bulky for what I want. What would be nice is a yellow, maybe to blend with that yellow. I don't have a bright yellow one though. I have a light yellow, but I don't think it would work. So we're just gonna stick with this white. So the white looks nice. A green would look nice too. Ooh, hold on. Sorry, I know I hate stepping away during videos, but it's not far. And yeah, I got this at, I want to say it was at Walmart. And let's see if that green, that might be kind of nice. Sparkles in it too. And in my opinion, anything that sparkles is perfect. I'm a girl who loves sparkles. You wouldn't know from, you know, my husband got me a fancy diamond wedding ring, but when our children were babies, you know, that diamond kept whacking them and it was just too dangerous. I took it off and I just got so used to this gold band, plain gold band. So I still have my diamond ring, but it sits in a nice, secure little jewelry thing. I'm going to trim those down. It's not going to look wonky like that when I'm done with it. And I don't wear jewelry. I have one of those sensory things One of my daughters inherited it from me, and my other daughter didn't. She can just wear a gazillion colors and things. Yours truly, I love making lots of colorful things, and I'm going to trim that down too. But I have to wear subdued, very subdued stuff. Okay, so now comes the kind of boring part, but it's a necessary, mundane thing to do. There's not enough thread there, so. And I know I should probably use thread that matches, but these are scrappy flowers. So, you know, I'm not gonna just thread and rethread. I'm gonna try to just sew it on there, and it'll still look fantastic. I'm not bothered about matching my threads because the contrasts are fun. And apologies for my manky hands, but I have been gardening, taking care of chickens, cleaning, and they get beat up. Maybe one day when I just retire and all I do is sit around and read books and sip wine or something, hot cocoa, my nails will recover. But I'm not bothered. I have crafters nails. And a lot of you crafters have gorgeous nails, so don't take that the wrong way. Just because you have gorgeous nails does not mean you're not a crafter. I'm not as coordinated as you all. Okay, and I don't bother about the bottom, okay, because you're going to cover that bottom with a little bit of felt or, you know, a piece of hard fabric because it makes it sturdy. Okay, so you don't have to do it too many times. I do about 3 because it'll be secure. You're just getting those layers together. Again, if you have some scrappy bits and you're worried that they're not going to stick with the sewing, glue the bottom layers together with your what do we call eyelash trim. Glue that together, and then you can sew your top bit, your button onto your top pieces, and then glue that together. Yeah. So keep that in mind. That is an option, and it works really well. I had to do that a few times. Okay. So and if you glue it together, I use Fabri-Tac. You can use whatever glue you want, but I find with fabric scraps, Fabri-Tac works really well. Now, you're seeing the cutest little flowers, how easy it is with that Sizzix machine. I keep wanting to say Sizzix, I don't know, maybe I'm saying it wrong. Again, I got mine for 15 bucks, and I got it with like loads of attachments and die cuts. So keep looking. If you don't have one yet, don't feel like you gotta rush out and buy an expensive one. But again, I've seen them, they're not dreadfully expensive if you save up. And I'm going to show you tutorials on how to make some fun fabric flowers where you don't need a machine at all. You just need your hands and some needle and thread and some scrappy fabrics. Yeah, I should use better scissors for this, but I would have to go get it. This works just fine. So, the neat thing about doing it with the Sizzix machine is you can just sit there and roll that thing, those the fabric layers. Again, you can do up to 8 layers depending on, you know, thin, thick. And I've put sweaters through it. I've put lace through it. The lace, you gotta be careful. It's not too detailed of a lace. I've put all sorts of things through it. And you can just whip out all your little pieces. And, you know, after I say like these, if I had sat there and rolled out like, you know, a whole ream of fabric and had loads of this here, and I thought, oh, I'm tired of making these types, I throw all the bits and pieces that I don't use, the flower bits, I throw them in a big bag, and then, you know, like once a month or so, I pull my bag out and I start rearranging all the colors. Like I'll mix up contrasting colors and stuff and make different flowers using the same scraps, but just, you know, putting them together differently. So that's really fun. Like this one here was just I had made flowers using all these different ones already. And then these were some scraps, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to put it together differently. So that's how that came to be. My little Frankenstein flowers. Maybe that's what we'll call them, Frankenstein flowers. Frankenflowers, just like we have Franken paper. We have Frankenflowers. And you know, you can make shabby ones. You can put boho textiles together. You can run silks through this. You know, all your fancy sari silks and all that. You've got scraps and whatever. Just throw them through here and make you some pretty boho flowers, shabby flowers, gothic flowers like these here. This was a little girl's dress. I had cut some lace off of it. I had the fabric underneath it, the lace. And that's what that is. I ran it through the machine, put a pretty button. There you go. Got a little gothic looking flower. Run you some burlap through there. Make you some burlap flowers. Comes in handy even for like weddings and stuff. You can start a flower business with the Sizzix machine. All right, we're almost done. Now I'm going to trim that around, so don't worry that it looks kind of ugly there. Once I'm fully sewed up here, I go back with my scissors, which I don't have those here, but I'm going to need those little scissors, my little trim scissors, and I trim it up. Like this one too, it looks kind of wonky, but it'll look pretty when I'm done with it. Oh, and you don't have to use buttons either on some of those. You might have noticed. Here's Louise trying to find the darn hole. 2 hours later, find it. Get you some beads, little beads. You know, like little beads in the center. That would look gorgeous. Now my daughter's friends are bringing her home, and I'm sorry you're hearing that AC in the background, but it is so hot. I couldn't even pretend to be doing this without the AC going or a fan. Normally you hear pretty little bird sounds and stuff, but it's July, so you're hearing the AC going. But her friends are bringing her home, the parents and her little friend. They went shopping. And they're going to hear me in here talking to myself. So you guys have to back me up, okay? So when they start sending them after me saying the lady's crazy, she talks to herself. You guys have to vouch for me. I was talking to you. Show me how to make these pretty flowers. Okay. So, yeah, you find the best clothes at the little thrift stores. The one near us, it's a little local one. It's not a big chain. And I've said this many times before, but they help the local battered women, which is sad that there are battered women, but sadly it happens. And they help them get back on their feet. And this thrift store helps support them because they're, you know, private funded. All right, so I'm going to pause and get my little bitty scissors. Where are they? Oops. These I have to do. And my daughter's, well, one that loves clothes and fashion, she loves to go and get all kinds of clothes, and then she'll take them apart and rearrange them and make other fun clothes out of them. Put them all together and make dresses, or cut them into halter tops and embroider on them, and, you know, sew things. So she'll give me her leftovers. There might be like buttons on it and pretty beads and lace, and that first Friday of the month, it's all half off. See? Isn't that gorgeous? Now, another thing you can do, which I've done on some of mine, and I know I'm going all over the place, but I'm gonna see if I can find it here. This was this was a sheet, and I dyed it with, or curtain. I dyed it with avocado skin. We boil it, and it makes the dye. And I cut it through that other Sizzix dye. And I went back through with my inks. Victorian Rose, I think it's called, Tim Holtz Victorian Rose. And I went back with my inker, and I inked up the ends of it. See how pretty that is? So you could do that too. You can go back through and ink up the ends if you want to. You know, maybe it'd be pretty with some green or something. So let's just trim that up a little bit more. There we go. And I'll save all those little scraps. You'll be surprised at what you can make with it. You know, it works out really well when you have all these little teeny weeny little scraps. Put them in a big old bag, and then get you some double-sided tape that has the side that you can peel off, and the other one side's sticky. and you go through and you stick all those fabric scraps on there. You can even go through it with some Mod Podge on top and let it dry, and then you've got some interesting washi tape. So keep that in mind. Actually, that's my next tutorial, showing you how to make some really cool washi tape that you can't buy at anywhere. You can't buy it at Etsy shop, you can't buy it online, you can't buy it at AliExpress. Now I'm gonna give it a little bit of a texture cut there instead of just doing like a plain round. You know, if you do it all round, it looks kind of wonky. So I like to kind of go zigzag. Go. Like I said, if you feel like the eyelash trim is not sticking with your sewing it, glue it down first as a bottom layer, then take your top layer, sew that together, and glue it together. Okay, that's a little tip trick, because I'm going to share my trade secrets with you. Alright. Out of the way, turn you into washi tape later. I think I hear their car pulling up now. I'm going to have to start whispering, because they're going to be out there looking at. My husband has all these classic cars and new race car. He just bought another one. Cadillac with wings. It's not here yet though. It's coming up from Spartanburg. Hopefully in a week. Turn that off. Yep, that's them. I hear doors. Okay, that's it. Now it took a while because I am like a little squirrel on all over the place being distracted. But you see that? Aren't those darling? And then you're like, well, what do you do with fabric flowers? You glue them on your covers. You glue them inside your journal to decorate pages. Put you a belly band, and then put that on the center of the belly band. I mean, go to town. You know what? You don't need to use them in junk journals. Use them on your sweaters as a brooch, hair bands. All the little girls love to wear those. I'd wear it. I might wear one. This one was white fabric, and then after I sewed it all together, this green here that I put with it looked kind of weird, so I spritzed it with this mica spray. How cool is that? But here I used a bead. That's that lace that came with it, so I cut some of it too. Just showing you blue jeans. This is a blue jean dress, but you can do blue jean. Make you some boho-ish ones. This one I need to trim, that came down. Thankfully I haven't used it yet on a journal. There we go. You already saw that one. You already saw that one. Now this one I cut that fabric out. I'm gonna do something with it, but I'm not sure yet. But I like it because it's kind of like a little boho-ish looking fabric, isn't it? So I'm thinking what I might do is get me some silk, that silk kind of sari stuff, and do another, cut that out, and maybe in between it or something, put the silky stuff with it. But that would be, it's gonna be a cute flower. Good. Cheesecloth. I'll show you this one. This was my first one, so my pride and joy. Cheesecloth. Lace dress with cheesecloth. This was just, you know, the silky fabric underneath the dress. You never even see it. That white stuff, satin stuff, polyester. So I cut that into flower bits. Yep, loads of them. I can't stop making them because they're so fun. You know, you can cut you a whole bunch, and if you're going somewhere, cut you all this stuff, make you a kit, and take them with you. You can just sit there and sew them all together. That was real pretty. Using a little kit. This was like a dark purple dress. So that's real nice. I know got a lot of people out there that are a fan of purple. So, and then one of those. This one I sprayed with some Easter egg dye. It was white. I wanted to give it a greenish tint to it. So, and then shows you that. And then I made small ones too. They don't have to be big. Use the small bits and make you some small ones. Okay. So there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye for now. Hi. Okay. So I thought I was done. I'm back. And I forgot to tell you this one last important piece. But what you want to put on the backs of your flowers is a backing. Yeah. So you don't have to, you're fine without it, but I find it's just easier to, you know, keep flat, and it'll glue down in your journals a bit easier. So anyway, this part's super easy. I use felt. I mean, you can use whatever you want, but I have lots of felt because one of my other crafts is making felt toys. All right, let's put this so we have a flat side. You can draw a circle. You can, you know, use a stencil. This is my little cheat. I do. This thing is circles, so I literally just stamp it on there, and it's light, but that's fine, and you won't see it when you glue it. That's, you know, again, that's just my cheat. Whatever, you can do whatever you want. They even make sticky back, circle sticky back felt pads. You can always do that. They might be a bit thick though, but you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then turn your flower over, and I glue on the ink side. Don't need much. I'm using Fabri-Tac because this is fabric, and felt is pretty, what's the word? Felt can be a bit persnickety with the type of adhesive you use, and Fabri-Tac works. And that's it. You literally just glue it on the back. Yep. And again, it really technically is optional, but I thought it important to go ahead and mention that because it does help keep them flat, and you know, it goes pretty quickly. So that is the end of that. I promise I'm done. I'll hush up now, and now we're done, and I'm gonna go get my other tutorial supplies because the next one's gonna be super duper fun as well. Okay, thanks, bye.